Jai Hind doston, and I welcome all the lovely viewers and all the charming aspirants of How to Crack SSB and all the great viewers and fans of Youth Weds Passion Show. Once again, my thank you to all the aspirants and to everyone, because the show is getting very overwhelming performance, and I would request all of you that please share this show as much as possible, so that the ultimate vision to take this session for the sake and benefits of all the aspirants must reach every aspirant across pan India level, so that they should be benefited, and somehow if our efforts can help them, can enable them to get into forces, they must become an officer in Indian Armed Forces. And that's what I wish to do, and that's what I wish to look forward for all the aspirants. So today is the 7th episode of Youth Weds Passion Show, and last 3 episodes we are done with the 3 initial officer-like qualities, that is the effective intelligence, we are done with reasoning ability, organizing. Today the officer-like quality under planning and organizing we will be talking about is very important, very interesting, and somehow it is actually the backbone of all the 3 officer-like qualities that we have already discussed in the last 3 episodes. So today's episode is on the officer-like quality, power of expression. Now, power of expression forms the most important, I would say, officer-like quality, as it is the backbone of all the 3 officer-like qualities that we have already discussed. Now, what is power of expression? So power of expression, if I have to tell you in a very simple way, in a very straightforward, clear way, then I have devised a very short mnemonic for you people. So power of expression is equal to CCA. Now what is CCA? So there are 2 C's and 1 A. C stands for, the very first is your conciseness. Conciseness, second clarity, then accuracy. So power of expression is nothing, it's your ability to actually express something with clarity, conciseness, and accuracy. This actually forms, or this is called as the power of expression. Now the point comes in when I said that power of expression is the backbone of all 3. So how come it is a backbone? What is so special in power of expression? Let's understand bit in a detail and at a depth level. So if we try to understand that, if we talk about the success of a person in any dimension, irrespective of the field and any dimension, or if I need to talk about your success in Indian Armed Forces, your success in SSB for getting through recommended through SSB, in any case, 2 things form the basis of a success of a person, and that is knowledge and your expression. That is, आपको उसके बारे में कितना पता है, how much you know about it, और उसको आप कैसे लोगों के सामने या असेसर्स के सामने या इवैल्यूएट करने वाले के सामने उसको प्रेजेंट या पेश करेंगे. So what do you know and how you present it. Now among these 2, between these 2 things, which is the basis for the success, power of expression is actually the primary base. Now question comes in, how it is a primary base. So in order to explain you this, that the basis of a success is a knowledge and your expression, your power of expression. So among these 2, between these 2, how come the expression, power of expression is the primary? So let's understand with the help of an example. And the example which I am giving you, just spontaneously an example just stuck up in my mind, which is very, I would say, practical, and you must have seen such in SSB also. So as we see that during the SSB, we have the candidates from almost every state of the country, where every kind of a person you will going to get and you will going to face and see in the SSB. So consider a situation when there are two people and in a group discussion. So one is actually from, let's say, any part of, let's say, example, Jharkhand, for example, and his father is actually a farmer, whereas a second person is more from a you can say an advanced city like Indore, where he is more smart, he is between the all those techie things which are going in day-to-day world. Now let's say, consider an example that in the GD, in the group discussion, the topic is the challenges the farmers are facing in the current era. So the topic is the challenges farmers are facing in the current era. Now, out of all the people who are there in the group, I'm just focusing on these two cases. One from the Jharkhand, belongs to a farmer family. Second, from any tier 2 city, who is more advanced, who is more techie and well connected with the current era. Now, though the person who is the first candidate, he belongs to the farmer family, but by any chance, if that person who has a very strong knowledge and who strongly knows what are the challenges what farmers are facing these days, but because he has never been into an environment where he has got an opportunity to express himself, where he has been into situations where he has been expressing in front of the people, it could be a possibility where the second person who doesn't know much about the farmer challenges, who has not even experienced it, might take a lead in the GD as compared to that first candidate who practically has experienced those challenges on which the person has to speak, on which the discussion has to take place. And I believe all of you, the ones who have already attended the SSB, you must agree with me that this kind of situations we see. Even it happens many times with many candidates I have seen, where a candidate, after listening to the topic, they are very happy that I know much about it, मेरे को बहुत कुछ पता है इसके बारे में, I have personally studied and I have personally seen this. But what comes that when it comes to discussion, when it comes to presentation, when it comes to expression, there's a chaos, they get panic, or due to one or the another reason, they are not able to present and express. Now, from this example, I believe this is very logically clear to all the viewers that why power of expression is a primary base as compared to knowledge when it comes to success. But please do not be judgmental and do not arrive on any judgment that knowledge is secondary and not so important. I have not said anything like this. You will come to know what is the importance of knowledge. But as a whole, in a more generic way, power of expression forms the primary base in order to get into the initial phases. So having said and having understood and discussed that what is power of expression, it's a summation of the three things: clarity, conciseness and accuracy. Why it is the backbone of all three, and why power of expression forms the primary. Now we will be talking on how you can imbibe the most important thing, as we have been doing in all the OLQs. So you say, I know that I am not able to express in front of people. There are challenges which I face. So I want my power of expression to be very good. मैं चाहता हूं कि मैं बहुत अच्छे तरीके से एक्सप्रेस कर पाऊं लोगों के सामने. सो हाउ टू इम्बाइब पावर ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन विद इन योर सेल्फ. One more thing before I just start with this process that how you can imbibe, just let me give just a 1 minute detail insight on the fact that power of expression, why, if the power of expression is not there, why the 3 OLQs which we have already discussed, effective intelligence, reasoning and organizing, will be actually of no use. Because the reason is very simple. Even if you are very intelligent, you are able to see and solve the practical situations. Still, you can understand, even then also, you will not be able to express it. If you cannot express it, no one comes to know that you have the true intelligence. So that means true intelligence, which is lying within your own self, but in order to come out and showcase it in front of the people, power of expression is the basis. Same is for your reasoning, if you have to give a reason or a logical reason, and same when it comes to organizing. Organizing, I would say it is more important, because in organizing ultimately you have to communicate with the people, you have to coordinate with the group, you have to lead a mass. So in that case, obviously, if you cannot express what you really feel to the others, you can understand how you can be a good organizer. So now let's start how you can imbibe power of expression within your own self, which is the most important thing, because in every OLQ we have always discussed how you can imbibe, and as I said in my last and earlier episodes as well, that please after a month or 2 months, do share your feedback, that what is your improvement level. So please try and work on this. I have scientifically derived such strategies for you aspirants only. So let's now talk about how you can imbibe power of expression within yourself. So as power of expression is the summation of clarity, conciseness and accuracy. So these 3 are in the absolutely chronological order. So when I say chronological, that means clarity. With clarity, then you can look forward for conciseness, and after conciseness you can look forward for accuracy. So how you can actually imbibe clarity within your own self? So for having clarity in any situation or life, or specifically when it comes to SSB, so you have to be very consciously active, and you need to understand and analyze a given situation. If you consciously understand a particular situation and analyze, then you can definitely understand and you can definitely lead to having a clarity of that situation, that what that situation is demanding from you. उसके अंदर आपको देना क्या है, चाहिए क्या. Like for example, if we talk about, let's say, any activity or any exercise of GTO, so the ones who have already, they have a know-how of SSB. So in group planning exercise in GTO, you are actually given every instruction by GTO that what you have to do. Now what happens is, if you are not consciously attentive, and if you do not understand, then when the GTO is actually briefing you, and if you don't understand and if you don't analyze it, you cannot give a concrete plan which can lead to your success in GPE, that is in group planning exercise. So for having clarity, you need to understand, आपको समझना पड़ेगा, and analyze something. And how an understanding comes in? Understanding only comes in when you attentively, consciously see a particular situation, or when someone is actually telling you a problem or a situation, you give a conscious look out at that situation. Once you are very sincere, conscious about it, automatically you will going to get to know about the situation, you will understand it, and the moment you understand, your reasoning ability will come into the play and you can analyze it. Once the understanding and analysis is done, automatically you will have the clarity within you. Now the point comes in, once you have the clarity, now still, can you actually get successful during the SSB or in various tasks where the candidate is being assessed? Now, in SSB, in order to figure out your natural personality, you have to do a particular thing in a given time constraint. The moment a given time constraint comes in, clarity itself or alone cannot help you to succeed. Now the second thing comes in, which I told you, which is the second thing for the overall summation of power of expression, and that is conciseness. So once the clarity is there, now you can look for conciseness. Now what is conciseness? So conciseness is आप किस चीज को कितना संक्षेप में, कितना ज़्यादा to the point कह सकते हैं. And it is always said, let me tell you all the gentlemen watching this show right now, that brevity is the hallmark of an officer. एक ऑफिसर की पहचान ही उसका टू द पॉइंट और बिल्कुल क्लियरली एक चीज को रखना और बिल्कुल संक्षेप में बात को रखना. They are very particular. That shows the sharpness of an officer. So conciseness you have to will take you to the second stage of the success. Now how to imbibe conciseness within you. अब आपको मान लीजिए एक चीज के बारे में पता है बहुत कुछ. You know so much about that particular situation, but conciseness means you have to just say what is required. How that will going to come? So conciseness comes when you are actually a good listener and a good speaker. Importantly, you have to be a good listener. Now the point comes in, what is the role of listening from conciseness? So what happens is, you might be knowing this much, आपको इतना पता हो सकता है, but होता क्या है, बहुत बारी at times when someone is actually giving us the instructions or we are reading something where the instructions are written, we have just been asked this much out of this much. अगर हमने attentively we have not seen that, or the ones who is instructing us, or an officer or the assessor who is instructing us, if we are not a good listener, we will not get to know about the fact that what is that small piece of information out of this much which I contain that the assessor is looking for. The moment you catch what the assessor is looking for, automatically you will be able to keep that particular point which is required, which will automatically bring the conciseness within you. So for conciseness, to everyone and specifically to all the viewers and specifically to the youth, because these days this is a problem with the youth that they are not a good listener. So you have to be a good listener. It's not just about SSB, but it's about being concise and to the point in any dimension of your life. And when it comes to SSB, it is very important because SSB is totally time-bounded system, time-bounded assessment. So once you have the clarity with understanding analysis, with clarity under a particular given time constraint, with conciseness, you give that under a time constraint also. Now will these two will suffice the purpose? No. Now when it comes to officer, it is not that the officer just requires a clarity or to the point. Officer is the one who always makes a mission successful. That means the one who only talks about accomplishment of the mission. He doesn't look back. पीछे मुड़ के देखता नहीं है वो. So when you talk about that you have a clarity, you have a conciseness, and now with this you want to make your success sure. With that, you need to be very accurate. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता आप कहें जी मुझे क्लैरिटी तो थी, मेरे से क्या पूछा गया, मैंने ढंग से सुना भी कि मुझे सिर्फ इतनी सी बात पूछी गई थी, बट अल्टीमेटली मैंने बता उसको गलत दिया. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, आपने समझा, आपको पता था कितना बताना था, बट आपने उसको अगर बताई कुछ गलत दिया, so you will not be able to succeed. So the third thing which I said in the beginning, which is the summation of power of expression, that is the accuracy. So without accuracy, you cannot think of ultimate success, be it our SSB or any dimension, and specifically when it comes to SSB, it is very important, because at the end of the day, it is the safeguarding the country, it is the country's security, so accuracy is must. Now the point comes in how accuracy comes in. So in the very initial of the episode, when I said though power of expression is the primary base of success and knowledge is the secondary, but I said don't leave the knowledge, because the third part, accuracy, comes and you can imbibe this within your own self and personality only when you have a strong domain knowledge. जब तक आपको एक चीज की नॉलेज ही नहीं होगी, you cannot be accurate. So accuracy means if I have been asked a particular solution for a problem, I can only give the best solution when I have a very strong domain knowledge. If I do not have any knowledge or a very bare minimum knowledge, I might give left and right, here and way answers, but I cannot give focused, to the point, a bullseye answer. So for an accurate and the answer, which is an answer, you can say a bullseye, you can say na, hit the bullseye. For that, you need to carry a very strong domain knowledge. So once you have a strong domain knowledge, automatically you will be able to see accuracy will automatically come within your own self. So finally, to summarize, the power of expression is the summation of all these three. Once you get clarity with understanding and analysis, automatically it leads to conciseness, which will come from your good listening, and once you have that, your strong domain knowledge will push you towards accuracy, which together will going to enhance your power of expression. That means that will going to strengthen the backbone of all other officer-like qualities and the three which we have already discussed: effective intelligence, reasoning ability, and organizing, because you are a very good expressive personality. That's all for today. Thank you so very much for joining me live once again, and I really love you all. Thank you once again. See you in the next episode. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Bye. Take care.